Hi friends, I'm going to court tomorrow, but I don't want to talk about that. So instead, I picked 5 books off my bookshelf, and we're going to go through 5 books that Nix has read, and maybe you might want to read too. And we're starting with the Final Empire, Mistborn Book 1. The Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson. I am such a high fantasy girly, and I know that people have mixed opinions on Brandon Sanderson. I'm not too sure how I feel about him as a person, but I do enjoy his writing. It's really good. I struggle with reading big books. I'm not sure if I've mentioned it on camera before, but I am profoundly dyslexic. But this one I've just munched through. It's so fun, it's so easy, I love the characters. I like that it's got like guides on how the magic system works, like built into it. If you like magic, Brandon Sanderson, absolutely, he writes good magic. That's my review for that one. If you like magic, read this. There's like 5 other books in this series too, but it's also a really good standalone book, so don't feel like you're committing to reading 5 books this thick. Book 1. Second book, The Humans by Matt Haig. I was talking about this in the office today, and it's kind of what inspired me to make this video. This book I read at a really pivotal time in my life. I was not feeling very myself. This comes in about a year before the egg crack, and it came to me at the right time. It was a fantastic, just something I related to so much. The best way I can describe it is if you don't feel like you're yourself, it's a really good book to read because you'll just feel related to in the best way. And Matt Haig is an incredible writer. I have also got over there How to Stop Time. My bookshelf is over there, which is also a good book. Matt Haig, you can't go wrong with Matt Haig. I didn't like Midnight Library that much, but The Humans, start with The Humans. Right, I wanted to do A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, but it turns out that's actually on loan from the Library of Nix. So this is the second book in the series, A Close and Common Orbit. But A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, the books look similar. They've got these spacey covers, and Becky Chambers, I'm going to be saying nice things about just about all these authors, but Becky Chambers writes such an incredible book. A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet is so... I don't like sci-fi. I'm quite on record as not being a sci-fi fan, but it's not really a sci-fi book. Or you know what? It's the emblematic sci-fi book. It lets you explore complicated, I'm going to keep putting this up, complicated and confusing things, especially including, you know, the nuances and complexities of people, but through the lens of sci-fi. The adventure you go through and the people you meet are life-changing. That seems dramatic, but you know what? It is. If you are tired of books that don't have a variety of well-written and well-thought-out, you know, diverse characters, read a Becky Chambers, read A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. Don't be put off if you don't like sci-fi. It's good for that. What else to say on that one? I think we have to move on. I'm trying to make this video reasonably short, and I do have to upload it in like the next 15 minutes. Giant Days, and I've only got the first one up here, but I have the other 14 over there. Look, if you are joining me on the dyslexic page, it's a graphic novel. That's right, of course she's got graphic novels on her shelf, and of course she's going to recommend Giant Days. Giant Days makes me miss being a teenage girl at university in Sheffield, even though I never went to university in Sheffield. It's so nice. It's so... it's so encompassing of a feeling, and that feeling of youth and potential, that I still go back and visit, even though I'm nearly 10 years out of university. I get so much out of reading Giant Days. And I was reading Giant Days in university. I bought this in my second year at uni, and it did shape my experiences. It's been running for a long time. It's so good. And also, look, it follows the adventures of three girls at uni, and if you are a girl, especially if you're a new girl, you're gonna relate to one of them, probably. Also, it's kind of gay. And 6 minutes into my 5-minute video, a strange one for the collection, Addition by Toni Jordan. There's actually a fairly good chance you've heard of the rest of these books. I don't have a prolific or strange book collection, and I've not pulled out some of my weirder ones because I remember these books and I've not read all of the weirder ones for a while. Addition was a book that I picked up from a village book fair when I was very young. I must have been about 8 years old. And it is, and I cannot stress this enough, erotica, which I didn't realise because at the time I was just a kid who liked maths. Now, it's not the most explicit erotica in the world. I didn't get lured into the worst things, but it follows a woman with OCD and a love of the Serbian inventor Nikola Tesla. And it was my first introduction to the concept of mental illness, Nikola Tesla, and being horny as a concept. And you know what? I'm glad I read it, and I'm glad I read it when I did. Don't pick this up thinking you're not going to get erotica, and don't pick it up thinking it's going to be 50 Shades of Grey. Not that that's a good book. I don't remember it, so this isn't a recommendation. I've not read this book in well over 20 years. Not well over. I've not read this book in about 20 years. But it definitely hit me at a formative time, and I've got rid of a lot of books on my bookshelf, and I've never been able to convince myself to throw this one away. So, thank you very much for listening to me talk about 5 books. I might do that again. That was actually really fun, and I do have more books on my bookshelf, which I'm not going to show you because it's on the other side of my unmade bed. I'm going to go make my bed. I'm going to upload this video. I love you very much. Sorry for the chaos, and I can't wait to talk to you tomorrow. Good night.